the call, it's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share.
Welcome back. Welcome into the Lion's Share. We're going to recap Lions versus Bucs in Week 7 from Monday night. Just finished up yesterday. We got a Victory Tuesday today. We love those. Lions defeat the Bucs 24-9, and 9 points, I should say, is the lowest mark of the season for Lions opponents. So shout out to the defense, and we'll get a lot of talk and a lot of love for Shep and the defense here in a bit. And that win also marks their 5th straight win on Monday Night Football. So that's 5-0 in the last 5 on Monday night. And Dan is now 13-3 in all of primetime games as head coach of the Lions. Andrew, excuse me. I almost said the wrong name there. Andrew.
Are they undefeated in the black uniforms, or did we lose?
No, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, scratch that. Tommy, cut that.
Beat the Seahawks, lost to the Bills last year. They went 1-1. I'll get to a note about that later on in the show. Keep that one in your back pocket. And it's a huge win. We'll talk about this too. A huge win for the NFC tiebreaker that's way down the line. But hey, here we are approaching Week 8. So playoff picture is going to really start to form. And this is a huge one down the line, getting a win over the top team currently in the NFC. Now taking back a tie for the top spot there, or second place, because the Packers, we'll talk about the North. 5-2 into the bye, Andrew. How do you feel? How are we feeling? What's the story 24 hours removed from this win over the Bucs?
I think it's the story that I felt mid-game. A little shocked by how well the defense played, and very shocked by how bland the offense looked, and they couldn't get anything going. Aside from a few big plays here and there, which are nice, it just felt like there was no continuity, no rhythm on the offensive side. But hey, we don't apologize for wins here.
It's hard to win in the NFL. Dan says it. We know it. We have seen it from this offense, though, in the past. I texted you guys about it. They're kind of like, a trust fund kid. They've got a lot of things right in front of them. Got some of the most weapons any offense in the NFL has. They've got a good coordinator with Jomo. They've got a lot in front of them, and sometimes they just don't hit the mark, and it's disappointing because on a day where the defense really shined out, and honestly, defense pretty much pitched a shutout, right? I mean, they gave up a late field goal right before the half, thanks, Jared, and then a late score, not in garbage time, but at a point where they could have pitched a shutout for all intents and purposes. Now, they did give up 9 points, but that's still so great with the secondary. I know a lot of shareholders, a lot of fans out there were worried about the secondary, and Shep put those to bed real quick. They shut the door on the Bucs real quick, even with the surprise that Abuka did play in this one, along with Evans, who had about a half, and then old boy broke his clavicle, so that was tough. But I can't say enough about the defense. That's really the story for me is that, and are we concerned about our boy TA? Like, is he going to come back from this injury and lose his job? Is Whiteside going to take his job?
I think this should be the best thing possible for TA, right? A little competition, a little possibility of losing that job, right? I mean, everybody has to know that they could possibly have a fall off in the NFL and never be there again. And, well, credit to him, too. He's a real team guy. Along with Meek, repping the 32 jersey in the postgame, TA was telling everybody, if you own a 32 jersey, it better be in the crowd tonight. So, I mean, he's a team player, but he should feel some grease bouncing out of that skittle.
I like that analogy. I like that a lot. Yeah, iron sharpens iron, fuel the fire, right? All the sayings that we know. You're right. He may need that, right? To elevate his game. We've seen him struggle. We've seen him have decent moments, and it's the consistency that we've harped him on. And so we'll see when we come out of the bye in Week 9 versus the Vikings, who they roll out there. I think personally, I'd love to know your thoughts too, Andrew. I think personally, we saw an outlier game from that secondary. A lot of guys who were ready to prove themselves. I don't know about the consistency that they can do. I think they really played up to this game. I think scheme-wise, Shep really had it mapped out perfectly. Baker was uncomfortable in a way that I think we didn't maybe expect. We hoped to get a lot of pressure on him and a lot of sacks, but he just seemed flustered from the get-go. Like, it didn't even need the pressure to get to him. He was just overthrowing guys left and right. You mentioned it. You said, and I quote, "How tall does Baker think his wide receivers are?"
I don't know if that was, I don't know what was going on, because a lot of his big time passes come guys catching balls over their shoulder, similar to the Mike Evans broken clavicle drop there. That seems to be a lot of his, like drop in the bucket type throws. So I don't know if like Ibuka was a step slower with the coming off the hammy injury, right? I don't know if that was it. Tez Johnson was the same way, even though his big score last week he had to fully sell out for. So I don't know, but I will say, you know, as far as him being flustered, good on the front defensive line there. Edges got up widthwise, didn't get 10 yards past him or 5 yards past him, like we've seen him do in the past. And then the rest of the guys up the middle did their jobs of keeping their lanes and not giving ways for Baker to escape. And he had to make those throws. And I was listening to Bowles' talk to the media this morning, and he said basically watching the tape last night and into this morning, it wasn't so much that there was nobody open. It was tight coverage.
It was so tight. It was so sticky coverage all night long. I couldn't believe it, honestly. When they came out hot, I thought, this is great. Can they maintain it? And I was surprised. Honestly, I was surprised. I thought we'd have a lot more, miscommunications in the secondary, a lot of who's got who type of thing. And color me shocked. I could not believe that they were able to play at the level that they did for the entire game. I thought we might get elements of that, but the consistency, to do it all game long was really the shocker to me. And it was great, too. Man, not in the secondary, but in that defensive line. It was so great to see Aleem back out there.
Oh, yeah. Getting his hand on a couple of them. Would have liked to. He didn't have a sack, correct?
He got darn close, but no, he did not have a sack.
Okay, I didn't think so. I would have liked to see him like actually get home and have that, the Aiden Hutchinson gets to bow to the crowd. Would have liked to have had Aleem had his moment there. But to give some more credit over to TA as well, this is the difference of officiating crews here. I mean, I don't know about any other crew, but you have a different crew in there, you could have 13 DPIs or holding calls or defensive holding calls in that game. And that's just like scratching the bucket, right? And I think this is like the biggest issue is nobody really knows anymore. Because it's at the whim of their discretion. This is my issue. If you bring in the hip drop tackle, it's at their discretion to make these calls. I mean, we had a tripping call that was super blatant. At their discretion to make that call. It's just, I don't know. Some of these refs are just bad, man.
A lot of calls last night that went the Lions' way. I thought.
Shocking.
It really felt like a makeup, especially with the double challenge, the interception, which I think was an interception by what's his name, Mallet.
I think it's
these guys.
Yeah.
Arthur.
AM.
I mean, just some guys out there that we've never heard of, and shout out to Whiteside, second highest. I hesitate to say it, second highest PFF graded defensive player. I know we're not a big fan of that, but Whiteside was ranked above 90% or 90, scored above 90, I should say.
Is he the one from the USFL?
No, I believe he was an undrafted free agent. He's from SVSU. Shout out to SVSU. I believe he was an undrafted free agent in 2023 and has bounced around practice squads. I don't think he's the guy from the XFL. I think that was somebody else.
Okay.
Gotcha. I think that was the jammer or jammy guy who did not get elevated for this one.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't even see that name out there. I will say, man, I don't know if you're going into more PFF scores there. Was it Hallett? Was that a name I saw out there last night too?
Yeah, Eric Hallett was the safety. He was playing the safety role,
Oh, good on
branch
him.
slash Kirby role.
Okay, good on him to really stick with it because he got a dose of Rockyasin early in the game, and I thought it was going to be a long night for him. And he turns around. I'm pretty sure he was it him or Mollett that had the interception off of Otten, the one-handed catch.
That was Millette.
Okay. Regardless, I think Hallett. Jeez, I still don't know these guys' name. Good on him for sticking with it all night because he had his nose in a lot of plays as well.
Yeah, for first name, last name, a lot of these guys look like, you know, back when you used to play the NCAA football games and it was just the number and
Yes.
and a generic name, because that's what it felt like. Some of these guys, you know, you even the deepest shareholders wouldn't know all of these names off the top of their head. Wanted to note too, and you mentioned it about Branch and Amik wearing repping the 32 jersey. Holly Campbell also repping a 32 pin on her attire to the game. So shout out to Holly too.
Yeah, and I think she gave away 2 tickets as well. On
Yes.
Instagram, I believe it was. First 2 people to prove they had the old BB jersey were coming to the game. I don't know if they were in her box or what, but they were somewhere.
Whoa. What a time. 2 tickets. Speaking of which, 2 tickets to Paradise is a famous song. And I feel like we're in paradise right now because, folks, we have a surprise for you. We've been Mitchless for a couple of episodes, but guess what? Mufasa seems to be just entered the chat.
I couldn't have chosen a better time to come back than Andrew asking who's in Holly Campbell's box.
That was just for you. I saw you creeping in. That was just for you.
Hey, I couldn't be happier to be back, and that was again the most appropriate time I could think of. That was amazing. Thank you, Andrew. I needed that. I've been wondering about the box.
Okay,
Those are nice
you're dropping now.
Those are nice seats. They're nice seats.
Yeah, you were telling us about the prices to get into the Thanksgiving games, over $400 just for standing room. So can imagine what a face value of those are.
It's so crazy because like if you look at all the away games, you can get into for like $150, but in Detroit, it's just insane.
Cowboys Commanders, you could get in for $30 into Jerry's world, into Jerry's box. It's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, no, Tommy cut that part.
yeah, we don't want that.
Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the Lions and Mitch. We're so glad we opened up with about 10 to 12 minutes of recapping the game, and so you're right on time. How long do we have you for here?
We can make some things. We can make some things work. I'd definitely like to be here for the pigskin spin because I obviously see I'm in first place. Comfortable lead on you, Ben. It's a tough look,
Nice.
but you know what? We all went 1-1 on the week, so you're keeping pace. So that's good. But it's nice. We can continue to go. I know it's a different episode because we're into the bye week, which unlike last year, couldn't come at a better time. Which last year we were 5 seconds into the season. This year, much better timing.
Yeah, week 5, I believe, was the bye last year, and with all the injuries that came after it and before it, honestly, but so many came after it. Week 8 is a nice place to be. I believe it's the most this week. I think there's 6 teams on byes this week, or at least 4 or 5. Yeah, so you got any thoughts, Mitch, about the game? I know we haven't talked much about the offense yet. We've been mostly focused on the defense, rightfully so, because
Even a
they were.
positive, I like it.
Yeah, we're trying to be optimistic here going into the bye week. We're chill.
Thoughts. I think I was pretty frustrated throughout the first half. I was obviously the three of us were texting. I think my halftime capsule pretty much describes my feelings. It felt like the execution was lacking, and there were just a lot of missed opportunities. You go down on your first drive and everything is clicking. It looks great. Sun God gets in, which I think he probably gets in or gets very close, whether the DB slips or not. It was weird. It was a super frustrating game. It felt like it could have easily been 21 or 24-0 at half. I think top of my head, other than the offense kind of sputtering, DC's fourth down decisions really didn't make sense to me yesterday. I didn't understand. I love being aggressive, and people can say, "Oh, well, you would have loved it if they would have got it." I That's okay. If you don't believe me, that's fine. I don't think I would have, because in the first decision to go for it, you have probably like a 99% chance that Bates hits that field goal. And the reason I say go for it is because that makes it a 2-possession game. And in that situation, I don't understand your were they in the red zone or very close to the red zone? You make it a 2-possession game. I don't understand going for it. And then on the flip side, when you're basically in what's been Lions 4-down territory since Dan Campbell got here, you don't go for it. You march Bates out for a 60-yarder and he misses it. So I know Dan has said he incorporates the analytics, but a lot of it is just the feeling of the game. And does he believe in his guys? Does he believe in the plays in that spot? I don't like the 2 calls there. If you're going to be aggressive, stay aggressive. I think when you get to a point where you're talking about going from a 1-score to a 2-score game, that's when you really have to think like, all right, this is a high percentage field goal. Let's take the 2-score game and move on. That was probably my biggest coaching decision gripe. And then I think I know you guys said you talked mostly defense. J-Mo's, and I understand you set up the run by sticking with it. It felt like we were really persistent with the run for a long time, especially with Monty. It just was not there with Monty. And I'm not sure what's going on. I know there's some crazy Lions fans that are starting to agree with just make Monty the second down, the second back. I don't think so. I love that they switch off and on every drive. But that said, if it's not there, it's not there. And it wasn't there with Monty, and it felt like we kept sticking with it. Even at the end of the game, when 1 first down ices the game. Obviously, the game was over anyways. But, yeah, I don't know. The commitment to the run yesterday was starting to get a little frustrating, and I get it. That's probably, in hindsight, that's easier to say. Gibbs obviously busted that 78-yarder, which, sweet mother of God, that was the most beautifully blocked play I think I've ever seen. I think I texted you. I know I texted you guys and said, I want it on the record that as soon as he touched that ball, I stood up with my finger in the air because that hole was so big. And one-on-one, I take Gibbs versus anyone in the NFL. It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's all.
Beautifully executed from. That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful execution from all parts, all facets of that, and outrunning Winfield, who's not slow, by the way. Winfield Jr. is not a slow guy, and Gibbs made him look slow on that play. Andrew, I'm sure you got thoughts on what he said too, and it came to my mind real quick was, it's almost like Dan was coaching this like the Bucs were at full strength, like he was expecting more from them, and that's why he was so aggressive early. And it also reminded me of there's just with this Tampa team, the last matchup they had last season, week 2, they lose 20-16. In 2023, they they win 20-6, and then they won in the playoff game 31-23. So they've had moments against this Bucs team where they just, in a team that averages around 30 points a game, they seem to be right at average or below against the Bucs for whatever reason. They struggle against them to put up points.
Well, and to be fair to Dan, we thought that too. I texted you guys beforehand. I said, I think that, what did I say? I texted you guys, so they either need to score 35 or 40 to win. Andrew, you said that might not be enough. So we also thought it was going to be a shootout. But again, even in a shootout, a 2-possession game is a 2-possession game. So you've got the chance to go up 10-0. If the Bucs go down and score, they're still down a possession. So that element is still there. I get it a little bit. But you still have to be mindful in that situation of like how important 2 possessions in the NFL is.
I couldn't agree more, Mitch. That game felt like the NFC Championship game from 2 years ago, where it's, why are we not taking points here to add what you're saying, possessions, right? You need time to get the ball back to even get back into the game. I think that's what I was most annoyed with. And I don't know if we need to do a gong show here for Jake Bates, or at least, make him work for it a little bit, because it was getting a little dicey there for a second. even on his mate, I was wondering. I mean, we had a kick earlier this year, and he's an indoor kicker, which is the weird thing. And we had a kick earlier this year that started wide right and made its way in for somehow. I still don't know. But Mitch, those were your biggest coaching decisions, not the challenge?
The challenges were weird, but I think there's somewhere in the rule that's basically like you get a 2-for-1. Like a challenge is a challenge. So I think Dan knows that. The second one, I don't know what we're going for. The first one I think was very clear. Like he's just like, whatever, maybe it's a catch, and if not, I think he knew in his head like, all right, I'm just gonna say it's the catch, and that's gonna domino effect. Like they're gonna look at the spot of this ball. The second one was just like for shits and giggles, for fun. I have no idea.
I still don't know. That was my biggest question mark of the game, and mainly because it came later in the game. But I was very confused on what somebody was telling him from the booth.
Did you hear what he said about it today? He said, if you were thinking what the hell, you were probably right, because I don't know. He was saying,
I love him. I love him.
I thought Baker was down. I don't know.
Yeah. Like the nighttime story I just read to Cub 1. I love him to the moon and back. And at least he's real with it. But yeah, in the moment, I think everyone, Andrew, was just like, what? Again, the first one, I get it. He's just saying, just look at it, New York. Just figure out what's going on. The second one was crazy.
I will say he's probably getting a meme made out of him the way he pulled that flag out, though. I think it was on the first one.
So funny and petty. Bill Belichick-esque.
Oh, yeah. I thought that's exactly what I thought of.
Absolutely. Did you guys see the stat about the offense this season? They're 0 for 20 on 3rd down and 10 plus.
I wish I didn't hear
Ouchie. Well, did you hear what they said? Dan said it. If we're not gonna convert on 3rd and longs, we better not get in them.
That's one way to do it. That's one. Don't get in 3rd and long is the biggest way to avoid that. But man, you got to be able to convert some of those. Some
credit to the Bucs defense. The Bucs defense played outstanding yesterday and kept them in. I mean, Baker played a terrible game. Baker did not play well.
Credit
and the
to
Bucs
the crowd.
defense kept them in it for the whole game. I mean, even at the end of the game, I'm like, this is still a 2-possession game somehow, and I don't like it. So,
I don't know if I've ever seen Baker Mayfield as flustered before a play as I saw him in Detroit there with that crowd noise.
Yeah, it just looked. I mean, they talked about it too, right? He looked flustered. He couldn't hear. He couldn't coach him up. They said he was yelling to the offensive lineman, like, "Hey, I'm trying to get these calls to you guys." It just it felt off from the start, and maybe that Mike Evans hasn't played, Abuka hadn't been playing, and then it just seemed like when Evans went down, it just deflated everything. He was off the rest of the night. He missed throws. I mean, this easily is a very, very close game, much closer than it was if Baker just doesn't sail a few balls. So, yeah, he was off. I think not just off, but everyone loves Baker for Baker being Baker, the grittiness, he called it moxie, whatever. I thought the whining was a little not in character. And then the gesticulation of freaking out, saying, "Look at that field goal! Look at that field goal, brother." Those two guys are standing right under. They know that it went in. And all scoring plays are reviewed. It was good, dude. What are you doing?
To be fair, I also thought it was a miss. But exactly that. There's two guys standing there.
You're on the other side of the state watching through a television.
That's true.
It was a little concerning because I thought, oh man, we're going to see a replay where it doesn't go in, and this ref just straight up missed it. That's standing underneath.
It was very clearly over the goalpost.
Thank God that wasn't a Romo game.
I don't know, Jim.
They got it through there, Jim. Shut the fuck up.
He's back, folks. He's back, shareholders. By the way, you can watch us. I forgot to mention this at the top. You can watch us on YouTube, Spotify video, as well as also got the video option, and you can subscribe and like and rate us 5 stars and comment and all the good things. TikTok and Instagram as well.
I think we're still suitable for work, right? With 1 F-bomb. Is it 2 F-bombs as NSFW?
As long as it's not in the first 10 minutes.
Okay, we should be fine until
Yeah.
they see that you don't have sleeves on. Then we're definitely NSFW.
I might have to get in a little closer so they can't see, go into frame a little bit more. Yeah,
So they can't see or can see.
We'll let the shareholders figure that one out because I don't know what it looks like at the end. Anyway, where were we? What did we just leave off with?
A rant.
Yeah,
Andrew, basically we were talking about, I said my stuff, the questionable calls. Andrew said the challenge flags.
Oh yeah, and it could be maybe Baker was just having issues if he thought that didn't go in either. About the early one where he fell on the 30-yard line, tripped over the 30-yard line. Man, asking for a penalty on the hit to the head, I didn't understand that at all.
You know me, guys. I'm a Baker guy through and through, and that was probably the softest moment I've ever seen from Baker.
I think that's what set the tone.
Well, then to whine about it again today.
He did again today.
In the post game, I'm sorry. In the post game, he basically said He basically said I work my ass off, and for some of those calls to go the way that they went, it's like, and that's okay. That's okay to say. I like that we're being more vocal about the referees, but you played bad. Like that's you kind of lose your credibility when you play bad, and you did. You missed guys.
Really flustered.
It's a tough look.
Really flustered, and he's played at Ford Field several times, and I played the Lions many times, so it's surprising. I was really surprised at his performance.
Delightfully.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take it. Like Andrew says, we will not apologize for the fact that Baker had a bad day, and credit to the defense for making it making him have a bad day. I mean, they deserve credit in that as well. Andrew, turnover count. We got 2. We should have had almost had a third one there. A couple punch outs that didn't bounce the Lions' way. Down to 21. How do you feel about the turnover count? We've got 21 to go with 10 games remaining.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling more than good. I'm feeling
nicey, perhaps.
Ooh, that'd be copyright John Gruden. I think that's honestly impressive. I didn't think that we were going to have the game that the defense had, especially with the secondary. And to not have one from Aiden was shocking as well because we're all just kind of used to it at this point. But hey, man, the clock keeps ticking. They're going to have games with 1. They're going to have games with none. They're going to have games with 2+. We got to have more 2+ than 0s, though. And I think we're trending in the right direction here.
It's going to be real close. I think it was going to be real close. Unbiasedly, I can say that.
Good bar.
Speaking of sacks, Jack Campbell got 1. Derek Barnes got 1. Tyrus Wheat with 1.5. One of them was a trip. And Muhammad got a half sack. So 4 total on the day for the Lions defensive front. And boy, Jack Campbell had a struggle against the Chiefs at times. But man, he really showed out yesterday.
That was one of his better showings. I'm surprised he hasn't been nominated captain yet. It feels like next year he's due to be a captain at this point. But my God, it's just old school football, and the guy plays hard. And I love watching 46 make tackles.
Gonna get a jersey?
You know I'm not a jersey guy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, are you a favorite moments guy?
I think you are. I think I got one. I think I see one from you there. But if you're asking me my favorite moment, it's got to be the clear as day, refs you suck chant coming from the crowd through the TV. I even said to the Lady Lion, this is just something you don't hear clearly through a TV. This is a stadium only thing when you hear these types of things. Shocked at how loud that was coming.
That was so loud. It was very loud. It was playoff-like atmosphere. Once they finally got people in, thanks to AWS for a delay of getting a lot of people into the stadium, but they got them in, so we appreciate that. My favorite moment was that INT, the one that was taken from Kate Otten. Just a thing of beauty. I don't know what Aikman kept going on about the fact that the tie, which is true, the tie does go to the offense. However, You got to really have possession. And Otten, I mean, he kind of had one paw on it, but that was Lions ball, no doubt. So that was a great moment, but there was a ton of them. I mean, the Gibbs run, the celebration between Gibbs and St. Brown, there was a lot. Mitch, did you have a favorite moment?
I probably refs you suck. I mean, that was just so good. I've never heard anything. It was so crystal clear and so loud. It had, I'm new to the Reddit game. It had all of NFL Reddit like, all right, like Detroit's for real. I saw the best one I saw was, this sounds like the Uruk-hai going into battle. It's like, that's incredible. For the Lord of the Rings fans out there, nailed it.
We just need the silence with the guy with the bomb strapped to him running at the Helm's Deep gate.
That was Penei Sewell out in front of Gibbs, blocking no one and being upset about it.
Trying to block him with the wind.
Yeah, a bit of a whiff, but you keep coming with the hits there on these references. I love it. Keep it up.
Nothing but the hits. Turning point, spark plug moment. Man, I mean, it's got to be all the countless turnovers by the defense that kept them in this game, but kept them in the lead. But also said a lot of our downsides about the offense. But man, that back to basics drive in the third quarter, just that was what they needed in a time they desperately needed it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that 78-yarder break free by Gibbs too, where it's that one's a backbreaker, and then it's almost like the, all right, if we don't buckle in every time he touches the ball, we could be in for a track meet, and then you start having to put guys back there as safety nets, which is tough.
Yep, changes the scheme 100%. Mitch, any turning points, spark plugs for you?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's hard for me to say turning point or spark plug when it felt they were so thoroughly dominant in the first quarter. It's like putting up 160 yards of offense in the first quarter and only being up 7-0 is, I couldn't wrap my head around it. So it's one of those games like they didn't need a turning point. The turning point was the kickoff. They just squandered the opportunities.
Yeah, it was one of those weird kind of games, kind of flipped the way we would expect it, with the defense showing up and the offense kind of taking the back seat. And it was just different. I think it didn't go away. A lot of people expected it, and it was just kind of a long, weird game. It had a lot of moments where you couldn't look away. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the story of the Lions in primetime, but last night especially just felt like you had to be watching every second because things were changing drastically and at a rapid pace. Biggest missed opportunity for the day for me. It's not about the offense. It's not about any facet of the Lions other than, why didn't we go with the black Lions logo at midfield? I couldn't understand that. Had the black wrap around the end zones. No black Lions logo at the center
Maybe
stage.
They didn't want a Cincinnati Bengals situation where it's just wearing off completely.
It's bleeding through. You saw that once I pointed it out, right?
It's unmissable once you pointed that out.
It's a little bit harder to cover up orange, such a bright orange, such as the bright orange that you're wearing on your hat right now. It's hard to cover up that with white. Hard to cover up a bright color like that.
Can I ask you guys, can you take a guess at who the lowest graded PFF player from yesterday was?
Oof, we've missed these PFFs in your absence. I believe it's cheating because I think I saw them, but I don't recall who it was. But I know JMO was low, and so was Jared Goff. I couldn't remember.
I was going to say
lower.
Jared, but can you give me offense or defense?
It was Jared by
Jeez.
a fairly mid, but I think he was 35, basically, like 34 and some change.
And Mufasa,
And to be honest with you, that feels like it makes sense. Like, people are going to look at his stats and be like, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and like a pretty good completion percentage. He just did not do a good job of presence in the pocket, reading what was the stuff that he's been so good at. And I texted you guys, like, are we putting too much on Jared's plate? And maybe the real thing is, like, credit to Todd Bowles because he is such a good defensive mind. but there was some stuff where Jared just like he didn't do what he usually does and check out of plays the right way. He didn't feel the pressure in the pocket. The pick he threw was really, really bad. He had a tough day, and he said it. He said it after the game. They left a lot out there, but yeah, I think when you look at the stats, you only see one thing. But I think even in the rest of, like after their first drive, or first or second drive, I think finished like 12 completions for like 100 yards. So just dink and dunk the rest of the game.
Well, I think at
Not a
one
great day
point,
for
too,
Jared.
they had 147 yards and 100 and like 14 plus were after the catch.
Yeah, just saved by the Sun God and Gibbs.
Yeah, if we had to release the text thread, some may call you a Jared Goff hater.
No, never. I told you guys yesterday, I was being a pessimist. I was seeing a lot of negative. They just left so much out on the field, and obviously they know that. For rest, for the mentals, like it feels like the bye is coming at a really, really, really good time.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. They left a lot of meat on the bone, did the offense yesterday, that's for sure. Bam Player of the Week. Andrew, I nominate you to go first.
Mine, I got a couple here. It's that defensive secondary. I think everybody's gonna say that. The no names, and I hate to call them no names at this point. It's just not household names that we're used to hearing every week that the team was built with. Did a great job of stepping up, and my second nomination comes from the D crowd. I mean, they were going crazy. We had the ref shoes coming through. There was definitely not an empty seat in that building, and they were loud. It's the most flustered, like I said, most flustered I've seen Baker Mayfield. That was, and you said it, so I'm going to steal it from you. That was playoff atmosphere.
Baker's so used to NFC South crowds. No wonder he was so rattled.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, you're also indoors, and it's just all contained sound too. It's got nowhere to go, nowhere to escape to it. It's deafening.
Well, and one last thing too is the 6 p.m. Well, 6 p.m. here, 7 p.m. kickoff is beautiful. All those folks coming right after work, there's still plenty of energy. Game ends by like 10:15 Eastern. That's perfect.
It was done 10:15. It was sublime yesterday. I could do that. Every single week. No, not every single week, but I can do that. I can do that 4 or 5 times a season.
Yeah, I mean it's what I live with Central Time, and it's beautiful. That 1 hour makes such a difference.
Yeah, well.
Such a difference.
No need to brag.
Had to slip it in there. And the kickoff at 6 p.m. here, which was beautiful too. Mitch, did you want to give your BAM, or do you want to go to Pigskin Spin?
I'm good. We're good with it. We can do the BAM. I'm kind of stealing yours a little bit, Ben. A little preview for everyone. Shep, just unbelievable job. The Aaron Glenn haters are out and about after last night. Big time. I don't think it's about that. I think it's more about Shep just being very, very good than it is about Aaron Glenn possibly not being bad. I think Aaron Glenn was a lot of times coaching with a shell of a defense, especially the first couple of years. Sweet mother of God, the talent on the defense was abysmal. But Shep is unbelievable, and then everyone on the defense, just like that next man up mentality, is just crazy. And I loved the moment after the game where Barnes got a game ball. He gave it to Shep. Shep gives a speech and then says, "This is yours, Barnes." I love that out of him. Big things coming for Shep.
A lot of hot potato action going on there, and we got to keep the Shep talk a little down, right? Because we don't want to lose him to a head coach job, because that talk is already starting, and so we got to keep it low.
I think he would stay, to be honest. I think he'd pull a Ben Johnson if a team came to him after this year. Like, unless it's the Bills, because I think that's where he had a lot of his playing time, which seems highly unlikely. Maybe the Dolphins too, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's unless it's one of those two situations. And even then, he seems like a guy who's cognizant enough to say, no, I got more to learn here.
Yeah, I think he's so young too.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a really young guy, and this is like hopefully you get your Spags, right? Your guy who doesn't want to jump into the head coaching role and wants to stay a coordinator forever type of deal. And I mean, like he said too in that hot potato action after the game is, I just blessed to have good players, and I'm just telling guys to go play and do what they've always done, just getting them in the position they need to be with little pointers here and there. Don't forget the hot potato though. Ja got a ball after the game and gave it right to the O-line.
Mm-hmm. Threw it to Sewell. Unselfish, this team, and goes all around the place, all around that locker room. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be Shep and that staff for all the reasons that you guys mentioned. I think Shep AG was a pretty solid defensive coordinator. I think he got a lot out of his guys, and I think we just see Shep is on another level schematically, but also just elevates each position so well. And the players love him. I mean, the players loved AG, and you didn't think they could love anybody more, but here they are with Shep, and I couldn't be better, or couldn't be happier, and he was the best fit for this job, and somebody that I've been wanting for a long time to fill Aaron Glenn's eventual absence. So I was glad to see that. Glad to see him get his flowers. He deserves it. And the refs, got to shout out the refs too. And finally, Mr. Whiteside in the secondary. Got to give him props as well, because he was one of the top-rated defensive players, and this guy was not on a team not long ago. So stepping up in a big way. We always love to see that. Shareholders, vote down below in the poll on Spotify for your BAM's Player of the Week. Let's roll the halftime capsules before we talk nicey-dicey, and then NFL.
All right, Lions fans, here we are, halftime, 14-3. A little bit of a letdown. Had a lot of fireworks there to end the half. Bummer that they gave up the 3. Defense, you've been playing a good game. Got to keep it up. It's only going to get turned up by Baker here in the second half. He's a gamer. They're going to keep pushing this ball. Offense, what can I say? Leaving a lot of points on the board, a lot to be said. Jomo calling a very unsexy game. This is definitely the full 1930s swimsuit out there this week. This is brutal. Got to get a little something going. We've had fireworks on big plays, pretty much. That's it. We need a big killer drive. Defense got to come out in the second half. Need a stop. Offense has to have a long drive to kill this. Goff, make some better decisions, and just finish these drives. Put points on the board. Let's go Lions.
Let's go Lions. Let's go. Come on. We're better than this. Yeah, it was a struggle all day. Tough sledding, to say the least. Minute 02 for you, Andrew.
Halftime capsule, Lions, Bucs. I'm not even sure what to say. Should be an absolute throttling of a game. It is for all intents and purposes, and yards and everything, and just letting them hang around, messing around. I don't know what DC's thinking. I don't know how you go for it with almost a guaranteed 3 to start the game, and then you try to march Bates out for a long field goal. Makes absolutely zero sense. Offense just doesn't look good after the first drive and the Gibbs long run. I just don't get it. They're messing around. They're letting the Bucs hang around, and they're not playing like they want to win. They're playing down to the Bucs level in what should be a blowout, and it's sad to watch.
41 seconds for Mitch, record time and record amount of breaths in there. 3 miles into his walk.
I mean, I can't believe my eyes for so many reasons. The defense is really, essentially, should have pitched a shutout in that one. That field goal at the end, thanks to Jared, of course. But the defense has really shown a lot. I love Kelvin Sheppard. The refs, Aleem McNeil out there as well. That's great. Getting his paw up, double teamed. A lot of good things to say about the defense. Amik, that whole secondary. Refs have been actually really solid. And the Lions have been beneficiaries of that. Lions have gotten a lot of breaks this whole half, and yet 14-3 on a top-ranked offense, second most points in the league per game. I don't understand what the spittering and sputtering is. Between the 40s has been an issue, is one of my keys, and it's been an issue every step of the way, minus sans the opening couple drives. How many chances are we going to give Baker in the Bucs?
59 seconds for those accounting. I think 3 burps in there and a lot of breaths too. Shout out Mitch.
You did your best Brick Tamlin impression there as well. I love Kelvin Sheppard.
Yes, I do. I do love Kelvin Sheppard, and I was worried about Baker coming out in the second half. I was really concerned about the Bucs. I told you guys it could be 14-10 real quick out of the half, and we could be talking about a completely different ballgame.
10, they went for 2, tried to make it 14-11.
That is true. They did go for 2, and honestly, that was a little nugget in there. I think not converting on that 2-point conversion was a huge thing for that defense, and kind of changes the trajectory of things. 14-9 looks completely different than 14-11, and the Bucs did not need any extra hunger.
Agreed, and that brings up a really good point. I don't know if I've ever seen a Lions game where a hand came in late to knock a pass away from an open receiver. That happened several times in the game where they had a step or two on their defender and they come in with a late hand and knock it out. And it's not often that we see that.
No, it's a great point that you bring up. How many times do we see that just dropped in the bucket? Shout out to Kelvin Sheppard and that defense. The guys were ready, and they were sharp. I think that's the biggest thing is they were sharp out there, and almost every down, every play was so sharp, barring some outliers. It was a thing of beauty. Need that every week. And I think this defense continues to grow, and I think this team continues to grow. I stand by 8 out of 10 out of the bye. They finished with 13 wins. That's what I got. I think they could get 14, but I'd be happy with 13. And big win for the number 1 seed if they are so fortunate to be in that talks again this year. Big win, like we said, over the Bucs, who were holding sole possession of that top NFC spot coming into this one. So keeping you informed. Lions next week head to, just kidding, it's a bye week. Week 8, bye. Nothing in action for the Lions. No show on Wednesday, tomorrow, or today if you're listening to this on Wednesday, which you probably are. So we will be back following Wednesday. Next Wednesday, the 29th, ahead of Halloween. Ooh, spooky. For a big NFC North clash preview for the Vikings, who sound like they'll be debuting for the second time this season. J.J. McCarthy out there. Carson Wentz season sounds like it's close to over. There, we'll go with Wentz one more time here against the Chargers. And, of course, debut him against the Lions. Good luck with that. So a big one coming out of the bye for the Lions. Let's go to NFL talk, and then we'll get you out here, finish with the pigskin spin, because we're going to do that because no episode on Wednesday. So, state of the NFC North. Speaking of the NFC North with the Vikings, Andrew, I want to get it out to the public service announcement. I know we did the same thing last year. I think I telegraphed it in the preview show that we do every season. I said, don't be surprised if the Bears are hot in the middle of the season because they had such a bad, easy schedule last year. I said there's going to be a lot of talk, and then they're going to fall from grace. I didn't expect them to only win 1 game because they did finish the season last year with 5 wins. They started out 4-2 last season, same as this season. So I don't know why anybody's surprised. Now, I will not say under Ben Johnson will they have a fall from grace that they did under Eberflus and only win 1 game the rest of the season. But I think the Bears comfortably get to 7 wins with Ben Johnson. I think he brings them up to that. I don't think they get over 10 wins.
Without looking at their schedule, it's hard to say. I will say this Bears team feels a little different. Energy-wise, momentum-wise, they want to win for Ben. It feels like you transplanted a Dan Campbell-esque into Chicago, and the team is fully bought in. A couple wins will do that for a team. But I think you're right. They'll probably fizzle here and there. They'll lose a couple close ones. What they'll do is continue to put points on the board, though, and teams that want to beat them are going to have to put points on the board. I think they've scored at least 21 in every one of their games. So defenses are either going to have to figure them out and make Caleb very uncomfortable, or offenses are going to have to put up a lot of points against them.
Yeah, you're right. 21 points. And who was that against when they only scored 21?
Was it Detroit?
It was Forward down the field, it was the Lions in Ford Field. Yeah, it was the Lions, and I believe, if memory serves, they got that late touchdown in garbage time, so it was pretty much 52-14. So they pretty much only gave up 14. However, you're right. This is a Bears team that does look different. They look competent. They've won 4 in a row against some decent teams: Cowboys, Raiders, Commanders, and Saints. But now I think they really have their by far their toughest stretch of the season in the middle here, before they close it out with Detroit and San Francisco at the end of the season. Those are going to be 2 tough games as well. Well, actually 3: Packers, 49ers, Lions. That's a hard way to end your season. But in the middle here, if we want to kind of break this up, they've played 6 games. They're 4-2. Their next 6: Baltimore, Cincy, New York Giants, G-Men, Vikings, Steelers, and then their 7th one will be against or then the Eagles, and then the Packers would be their 7th game. So I think they really struggle here. They go 4-2 to start the season. I think this one against Baltimore is a toss-up. I think Cincy is a toss-up. I think they lose to the Giants. I think they lose to Minnesota. I think they lose to the Eagles. So like I said, I think they comfortably get to 7 wins. Will they get to 10? That's a question. I think if they get to 10, it's just 10. So, and same with the Vikings. I think the Vikings are really going to struggle as well. They did play Philly very tough. I will give them credit there. I think the outlier question is, what's JJ going to be when he gets back? Who knows?
Yeah, the team doesn't have a quit in them. I think that's the biggest thing you can say about the Vikings. Carson Wentz comes out, throws a pick 6, gets absolutely dominated on it. Has a couple more interceptions in the game. I think 3 total. Could be wrong. But didn't quit, and that game came down to the fourth quarter in the last couple possessions there. And then Eagles ended up running the timeout. NFC North is just going to be a tough league again. I mean, the Packers don't win blowout games. I think that's kind of their MO. I think they've got a little bit of lionitis in that regard, as they play to their competition. They don't play to their skill level, because I think they could blow out a lot of teams. They play to competition level. They lost to the Browns, right? Tied.
Yep.
Yep. And then
Tied the Cowboys.
Tied the Cowboys, and a tight game against the Cards. I mean, that could have gone either way. The Cards make bad decisions.
I will say that nobody really scares me in the NFC North. Obviously, the Packers defense is scary with Micah Parsons out there. They're hanging their hat on that defense right now. The offense is really sleepy. So if they turn that around, the Packers do get elevated. But I don't see any of these teams. The Packers 4-1-1. That tie is really going to be a shadow for them down the road. I think right now they can get away with it, but the losses are coming for all of these teams. The Vikings, Bears, and Packers alike. They are coming. The Packers can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep getting away with this.
Just picturing the Grim Reaper meme.
Yes.
Opening doors. The losses are coming.
They are. And truthfully, everybody above or at 500 in this division makes it the highest across the board in all the NFL. But take the Cardinals out of it. Cardinals are better than 2-5. They're better than their record indicates. But the NFC West is going to be one to watch the rest of the season. 49ers 5-2, Seahawks 5-2, Rams 5-2. To me, that's a better division. The fact that the Cardinals are in it kind of drags it down, but I think the NFC West is better than the North by a hair.
Well, also, another tip on the cap for the West there. They're probably the best 2 teams, the Niners and the Rams, not healthy.
Crazy to say that, because of I think more so with the 49ers. The Rams, though, too, you're right. I think the 49ers have done enough to win some games, but the Rams are just on another level. I think the Rams, I predicted them to take the West, and I still hold true on that. The Rams have a 58-plus point differential, and the Seahawks are not far behind with 57. 49ers, +7. So that's where you really determine. The records are great. We're 7 weeks in. We're going to start weeding teams out. But a +7 point differential at 5-2, there's going to be There's going to be some rising tide there. Water's going to find its level. That's what I was trying to look for there. Water's going to find its level with the 49ers. They're going to lose some more games here. Lions plus 64 point differential, by the way. And the Colts, oh my God, the Colts plus 92. Or the Colts just on another level. I think the Colts lose soon, though. 6-1. I think there's going to be some losses there for the Colts. And, man, I don't have an MVP vote, but I would vote for Jonathan Taylor for MVP. That team is no way they're 6-1 without Jonathan Taylor. They're probably struggling to be 500.
Jonathan Taylor is like the ultimate mix of Monty and Gibbs in one body. He's got the power and he's got the speed, can get to the outside, can run up the middle, can do it all, can break blocks. Nobody's bringing him down one-on-one. It's that type of deal. He's a force to be reckoned with. And DJ, he's got my all-time favorite movie character, the Indiana Jones, on the quest for an NFC championship here. He's got it built into him.
Vikings might be regretting not keeping him on the roster, huh?
Well, they're all bought into JJ.
This is true.
Same with Darnold.
Same with Darnold. Yeah, it's weird. The quarterback trading places. Yeah, it's a wild one, and it always is in the NFL. But it seems like this season, especially, these guys showing out. But I think Daniel Indiana Jones would have found the absolute perfect place for him. I don't see him having the success anywhere else.
Is Kirky still a backup in Atlanta?
Correct. Yes, he is.
I'm still shocked that he hasn't made a move somewhere with one of these injured teams. Like, go help out the commies, go back to the commies for him. Maybe
Jets.
He's got the Jets, the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's just, I guess, the contract, the $200 million, $192 million, I think is what his number was.
Those are just numbers.
I mean, it's got to play into it. It's got to. Jets are still on 0-17. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think you're right. That's something I literally never think of. But yeah, you'd think that the Saints could do better than Rattler. I mean,
without a doubt.
It's just kind of wild that he can't find a starting spot. But you're right. There's a lot of money tied into an old quarterback at this point.
NFC South, last thing on point differentials. NFC South with the Bucs leading at 5-2 with a -1 point differential, and the Panthers -7 at 4-3. Falcons -10. Saints -61. That's your worst division in terms of point differentials. But yeah, Jets. What's the Jets? -54. So not even the worst. You know who has the worst? Any guesses? It's an AFC team.
I mean, it's got to be Raiders.
Wrong, my friend. Raiders are third with -77. Bengals -78, and then there's one team that's almost at triple digits, -96.
Give it to me.
To quote Cam Ward himself, "We ass."
Oh, you know what? I forget they even exist right now. Honestly, give us Will Levis. Who cares if he's injured, coming off surgery? Let us see him.
Let us see Levis. I like that. That's got a little play on it there. Yep, totally. So AG is still on cry watch. Mitch is keeping them on 0-17 watch. Currently sitting at 0-7. They'd be 0-8 with a loss this week. We'll keep you updated on that, of course. And Andrew, got to give you Polstradamus this, wow.
First off, calling game of the week, Giants-Broncos. I think I'm going to call that right now.
Shareholders, for who didn't listen to the last episode, that was him from the last episode predicting that Broncos-Giants would be the game of the week. And I think some people thought you were crazy.
I don't know what's so crazy about that. I think the only thing crazy I saw was Dayball's clock management at the end.
Yeah, we talked about that pre-show. That's tough.
Maybe Sean Payton running onto the field, that was a little crazy as well.
Do you think he did that because he knew that the penalty was only going to be a yard anyway?
Yeah, because I also had the exact same thought. What are you gonna do? Move it closer to the end zone?
What are you gonna do? Fire me? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you want him to score at that point, which is what we touched on before. We couldn't believe that Dart and all the G-men were so adamant that he scored when they initially marked him short. What are you gonna do from the 1-inch line? Run some more clock off?
Yeah. And then, I mean, classic Sean Payton taking a little ricochet shot at Russell Wilson, and he was not happy about it after the game, but so funny. So funny.
You see his tweet today?
No, what was it?
Russ, who, known family guy, known very faithful man. He is Russ. So no swear words, of course, but just calling him classless and a very respectable manner, because that's, but to his standards, it was very outlandish for Russ. It's very much outside of his realm.
Yeah, Russ, in a world where everybody needs a starting quarterback, you're also not one of them.
Yeah, it didn't do himself any favors when he came in for Dart for a couple plays there a couple weeks ago. That was
Was
not
it a
gonna help the
couple or was
resume.
it strictly one?
It was just one, wasn't it? I was thinking it was a couple, but it was just that one throw on third. Was it third down that he came in for?
Yeah, something like that, and he got booed right off the field.
It was so bad, and deservingly received those boos, by the way. All right. Do you have anything else from week 7 in the NFL about the state of the NFL? Anything you want to talk about?
No, man, I'm just like we called it. We're ready for another victory Monday, Tuesday in this case, and feels good to have that water cooler talk this week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It just makes the week so much better. Gives you a fresh start, even though this one was on a Monday night. Get a little break from the prime times, I believe, right? What's the next prime time for the Lion? Even though they are so hot, so it's hard. It's a double-edged sword. You hate the prime times, you prefer the 1 o'clocks, but also they're so good in prime time.
Is it not till Thanksgiving?
No, I was thinking not, but no, Philly will be Sunday Night Football 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Okay, man.
So mid-November, November 16th in Philly, at Lincoln Financial, at 7:20 p.m. Let's go to the Pigskin Spin for week 8, since we don't have a show tomorrow for Walkthrough Wednesday. We'll go Pigskin Spin, and we'll get Mitch back in here, and then we will close out the show. All right, let's go to Pigskin Spin, so we can get you out of here, Mitch. Let's share the screen. Before we do that, we've got of course. And now, time for the Pigskin Spin. Week 8 of picking random NFL matchups on the spot. Mitch, you've been gone, so I think it's only right for you to kick us off.
Can I give you guys
here.
one more before I go?
Yes.
Make sure you guys watch, maybe after I jump off, try to bring it in. Make sure you guys watch Mike Wilbon today. I don't know if you guys caught that. Freaking out because they basically asked who's the more impressive team between the Seahawks and the Lions. He is freaking out to the point where he says everyone can continue to slurp the Lions, but what did they do when they had to play the big boys? My man, the Bears are 4-2. They're beating nobodies, and we dropped a 50 burger on you. Just relax a little bit. Just something for the fans out there. Mike Wilbon, the noted Bears fan, just absolutely coming uncorked because the Lions apparently aren't in the same league as the Seahawks is insane.
They're still on the air?
Somehow.
We may have more news at this point.
Who's the Seahawks' most notable win? I mean, they are a solid team at 5-2, but they beat the Steelers.
I don't think it's a Seahawks thing. I think it's just clear, like his Bears fandom has just never been more obvious than it was. Just absolutely, just because you lost. I don't understand. Okay,
Bears,
I'm ready. I've missed this so much.
Bears and Packers are going to be humbled so hard over the next 5 weeks. Mark it.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right, we made some changes to this wheel. Now when something gets landed on, it'll get removed, so we remove any duplicates.
Oh,
We won't even
nice.
have an opportunity of
Wait
that.
for the
And
upgrade. We
the
must be making
spin
money.
the spin speed has been increased. So here we go. Oh boy.
Bengals.
Jets at Bengals.
Bengals. Flacco looked good. Did he not? Flacco looked damn good. Shout
Was it
out Mike
Flacco or
Tomlin.
Ja'Marr?
You deserve that L, Tomlin.
You're gonna keep AG on 0-17 watch, huh?
They seem dead. I think that's gonna be a fun game. I don't think the Jets will win.
Agreed. All right. He's got the Bengals. This one will be for me. Oh boy. Dolphins at Falcons. Mike McDaniel still has a job, which is slightly shocking to me. The Falcons off of a loss versus the 49ers. I like the Falcons to bounce back against the Dolphins team that is so lowly. And I think
big time. They better tell Mikey M to wear his best chain because they're gonna leave him in the ATL.
noted Coke dealer, right? Mikey Mike.
You don't get
Give
gold
me-
rimmed glasses for nothing, man.
I'll go back-to-back weeks taking the Falcons. Andrew.
That line, by the way, is Falcons -7.
Crazy. Bills at Panthers. I think I got the toughest matchup here out of these three. That's
Please.
quite wild.
This guy.
I'm gonna take Buffalo.
Smart
That's
with
the
Bryce
same
Young out.
line. Buffalo -7.
Yeah. What is Buffalo or Panthers on a 3-game winning streak? No way. Without Bryce Young, do they go 4?
It's
So
so
Buffalo coming off the loss, coming out of the bye. I think they're gonna put a show on.
It's over.
You said that when they played the Falcons, though, too.
Shut up.
Andrew, so now it's your turn to go on the wild card
Andrew,
wheel.
Did you call him?
What did I call?
Man, there's a lot of 7 lines this week.
I was shocked that.
Guess that line. Guess that line. Titans at Colts.
Well, now I got to guess 7.
6, 7? No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
Too many times. I'm too late to the game. I'll go 13.5.
-14.
Oh,
With the solid number.
criminal.
I
Really
was,
criminal.
boys, I was shocked that Mike McDaniels was led on the plane out of Cleveland this week. I couldn't believe he didn't get left behind.
You can't leave someone in Believe land.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, that's where he was, offensive assistant, right, at one time with the Browns. So could have left him there.
There's a ton
Right
of
back at
teams
home.
that would easily take him back as an OC.
Without a doubt.
Speaking of which, did you guys know the classic Commanders picture with all the head coaches around the league? Did you see it's now the Dolphins with Quinn, Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell, and there was one more I forget now, but there's another one on there. Maybe Mostert.
Yeah, that Mostert. What?
Let him figure it out. He'll get there.
I'm not good with it.
You I got to give you props. That was a lot of NFL coaches for you to remember because you be calling
Oh,
guys
what
by the
an
wrong
amazing
name.
backhanded compliment you're
Smith.
receiving right now.
Don't ask me the Seahawks, coach.
Maybe later. All right, I think this is you, Andrew. Home underdog. By the way, we're doing this today because we won't have a show because of walkthrough Wednesday is off because of the bye. Should have mentioned that at the top.
Home underdog. You on a list, Andrew?
I absolutely do. I'm so glad you're back with the underdog schedule for me too.
Okay, you might be in trouble here, friend. You
Ravens-
got Saints.
Are Ravens
Saints plus
dogs?
5.
Ravens are 6.5
are
point
hot.
favorites.
I think Yeah, so you can go Saints. You got Bucs at Saints.
What
Steelers.
about the
Uh,
Steelers?
Steelers, yep.
Steelers are underdogs.
Give me the Steelers. The G-men got to go down. And when I say G-men, I mean the P-men.
That's crazy. There's only two home underdogs.
That is crazy.
Asking me to lose, but I'll take Mike Tomlin off a loss.
I'll take a Packers loss. I will definitely take a Packers loss. All right, this one's for me. A road underdog. There's got to be many, many more road underdogs.
You have lots of road dogs. You got Vikings, Giants, Bears.
Dolphins.
Don't you dare take
How
the
are
Bears.
How are the Ravens 6.5-point favorites over the Bears?
Thank you. That's why I thought they were dogs. That's why I was ready to pick them.
Let's see. Are the Commanders.
Dolphins, 49ers at Texans. Cowboys at Broncos. Can I interest you in a Mariota miracle in Arrowhead?
I'm not interested. I'm not buying what you're selling, unfortunately. I'd love that to happen. I just don't have enough faith in that.
Did you already say? I'm assuming the Giants are dogs against the Eagles.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
But they
Jets,
already
board.
beat the Eagles, so I don't see them being twice in a year.
You could take
Same.
AG off 0-17 watch right here, right now.
Ooh, you're right. They are. I could
Oh,
get
fade
one
me.
up on. No, you know what?
Fade me.
Dre Greenlaw out for the Broncos. I think the Broncos lose one at home here. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the boys.
You dirty, dirty dog, you.
I don't know what to make of the Broncos. They're just all over the place.
Don't let Knicks get out.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
Yikes.
Matt, again? Oh my stars.
Might have to grease this
Mariota
wheel.
miracle. Here it comes.
So I got Vikings. Does that even count?
Yes.
Okay.
Wentz is the backup.
I got Vikings,
Bengals.
Mariota.
Jets.
Raven?
Jets are gonna.
I mean, if you guys gave me the Bengals, no, because then I double down.
Panthers.
Even though I think they're gonna win. But Flacco's the starter. That's the these
Yeah.
lines get kind of blurred.
Sir, the second Burrow's healthy, he's not. So I consider him a backup still.
Man.
Hey,
Oh,
can we really consider Rattler a starter?
Take the
I mean, I don't think
Panthers over the Bills.
yeah, sure. I think I'm gonna go 49ers over the Texans.
crazy that you can you're considering Mac Jones the backup, but Joe Flacco the starter. That's crazy to me.
Well, yeah, I guess it's just a long-term injury.
Yeah, that
Mystery
is.
injury. I mean, who knows if they'll bring Brock Purdy back at this point.
I mean that scares me a little bit, but the Texans are just bad. CJ Stroud does not look good.
They're in the depths right now for sure. I don't know what to make of
Boys,
those.
I think that's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. We will continue this
Thanks for having me back.
crusade once you depart here. And should we expect you back? Now we're going to take no walkthrough Wednesday, no show Sunday, and we'll be back Wednesday to preview Lions Vikings. So will you be back in any capacity for that?
I think I should be okay. If not, I know our biggest fan, Eric, is foaming at the mouth to get some action. He did say before this, because I told him he's bordering on just a TA hater at a certain point. So he said that if they come back, if TA comes back and they play better, he will come on the show and eat a booger live on the show.
Yes.
I'd do that for
Music's
free.
my
I'd
ears.
love to see somebody do it.
Yeah, we got that. We got that going for us. We got that. We have a potential booger eater. He's got three kids at home. They're all over the place. You could probably just
No
swipe
shortage.
anywhere on the wall and find one. But
That's
yeah, I should be
disgusting,
back.
but
I think
awesome.
I think I should be good to go.
All right. That's great.
The
Break's
phrasing
over.
of the PBE is just crazy.
Well, and who knows? Maybe we won't even get TA back.
Yeah, seems like he's coming back. It seems like they're
Whiteside.
gonna flip their whole they're gonna come back from the bye. Zupa, Branch, TA, and then Reed obviously is not back, but he's getting close, right?
Week 10 is, I think, his first week 10 or 11.
Okay.
Week 10's going to go hard, too. I think we're getting Rodrigo back. Hopefully Paschal's making some real progress there as well. And who knows what Davenport's doing.
Davenport and Miles, why can't I think of his last name? Offensive lineman, Miles Frazier.
Oh, line looked good last night for the most part. Penny Sewell's a freak. Decker had a good game.
Ratledge got worked a few times.
A couple
did.
times, but overall he had a pretty good game. All right, boys. I'm out. Love you guys. Miss you guys.
Thank you, Mitch. Andrew,
Can we
let's
just take a minute? Can we just take a second and commend our in-sync salute there? That was top tier.
You and I?
Yeah,
Well, when aren't we in sync, pal?
true that. Call us the Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet's back, all right. The Backups, the Backstreet Boys and the Backups. That was the show. That was the storyline of the night last night. All right, thank you, shareholders, for being here. We appreciate the support. We know it's been a little bit since you heard our voices with the Monday game. Here we are on Tuesday recording. Probably you listening to this on Wednesday, so we appreciate it. We hope you all enjoy the bye week. We will see you all following the bye. Sit back, relax, watch all the games of the college on Saturday, NFL on Sunday, and then, of course, on Monday, finishing things out, and then get yourself ready. Lock back in for Week 9 against the Vikings, a big NFC North clash for the Lions. As always, watch us on YouTube, like, follow, rate us, comment, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere you can find us, anywhere you can click buttons that help us. That really helps and supports us, makes this show grow, and we appreciate it. So enjoy the bye week. Until Lions Vikings preview next Wednesday. We'll see you all then. Let's go, Lions.
Back up. Meow.